Capsule number 3, Used to, with Mr. Vizcarro. Let's begin with the learning outcome. By the end of the capsule, students will be able to understand the use of the expression used to. Let's summarize what we've learned so far. Number 1, vocabulary related to jobs and occupations. 2, to write simple sentences describing workers. 3, to develop reading techniques. 4, how to express quantities. So now let's focus on used to. We use used to talk about things that were true in the past but are not true now. It is an auxiliary verb and it is followed by an infinitive. Example, I used to play video games, or Sheila used to cook ramen every day. Un dato importante aquí es que el used to se podría traducir como solía. Por lo tanto, es una actividad que yo solía hacer y que actualmente ya no la hago. Por eso el ejemplo I used to play video games me está diciendo que yo antes jugaba, yo solía jugar videojuegos, pero que ahora ya no. Okay, let's make some revision on its 3 forms. Form number 1, affirmative. You have to use the expression used to followed by a verb in infinitive. Example, I used to eat hamburgers. Form number 2, negative form. You have to use the auxiliary verb didn't followed by the expression used to with no D and a verb in infinitive. Example, Mr. Vizcarro didn't used to drink coffee. Form number 3, question form. Begin with the auxiliary did followed by the subject and the expression used to with no D and a verb in infinitive. Example, did you used to watch TV? An important aspect to consider when you use the expression used to in a negative and question is to erase the final D. Affirmative, used to. In negative or question is used to. It sounds very similar, but in the practice, you have to make the difference, especially when you write it. The reason is simple. In negative and question, you already have didn't and did that indicate past tense. So the verb use does not need the final D. Now let's analyze. Let's read these examples. I used to be a person who could never really decide what I wanted. In the past, I used to work with other organizations in developing countries. In both examples, the speaker are talking about A, a particular event in the past, B, habitual activities in the present, C, habitual activities in the past. What do you think? Letter A, letter B, or letter C? Well, the correct answer is letter C, habitual activities in the past, because there were things that you used to do in the past, as in the example, but they don't continue in present time. So now for the concept about used to. We use used to talk about activities or habits we had in the past, but we do not have now, as I already said. So, what are you supposed to do now in your handout? In exercise 1, you have to look at the pictures and write sentences with used to and jobs vocabulary. I will give you some tips. Tip number 1, read all the jobs words and check you know. And tip number 2, observe the images, decide the 2 jobs or occupations in them, and then look for the correct word and write the sentence. Exercise 2. Match the beginning of each sentence with the correct ending. Remember to write the number of the exercise in the corresponding gap. There is only one possible option, so be careful. In exercise 3, complete with used to or didn't used to and a verb from the list. Before you complete with the verb form, read the sentence and according to it, decide if you need a positive or negative form. Remember that if you have a negative sentence, you need to write a positive idea in the gap. Example: if there is a gap between I and smoke every day and then you read the final part, no, I don't like it, you are supposed to write a positive sentence in the gap. So the correct used to and didn't used to would be used to, because there is a negative idea at the end, as I said before, so the beginning must be a positive idea and the result should be this one. I used to smoke every day, now I don't like it. I will repeat it again. Why did I choose used to? Because the end is negative. So if the end is negative, the beginning is positive. And if the end is positive, the beginning should be negative. In conclusion, 1. We use the expression used to talk about things that happened in past but not continue now. 2. The expression used to can be translated as solía. 3. In its negative form, remember to add the auxiliary didn't and erase the letter D from used. I didn't used to play, for example. 4. If you want to ask, do not forget to add the auxiliary did and erase the D in the used. Example: did I used to play? 5. Well, we will continue learning how some expression that will help us express ourselves much better. So yes, we made it. We achieved our learning outcome with success today. How is this class made of? Class number 3 is made of a capsule, the teacher explanation, and handout 3, a student's product. And the process is very easy. Section number 3. Second, we work on handout number 3. And last, send it to your teacher and he will make the corrections. And send them back to you by classroom, correct the mistake, and send it back again. So, what are we going to do next classes? 1. We're going to keep working on how to write using expressions such as used to or didn't used to. We're going to keep learning a specific vocabulary related to jobs and occupations. We're going to create a final project related to applying for a job. We're going to improve our writing skills, and we're going to keep developing more reading skills and techniques such as scanning and skimming. Any question? Do not forget to write me to that email or visit my Instagram. So here I will show you a link of interest. This link is going to be very helpful if you want to go deeper in some explanations about used to. In this case, it's a video from a singer called Gotti, fit by Kimbra, and the song is called Somebody That I Used to Know. It's very nice, and here you will realize about the use of used to with some visual examples. So, thank you very much, and I hope to see you very soon. Stay healthy and stay safe.